Welcome to the Intuitive Hour with psychic medium, author, and intuitive life coach, Michelle Beltran. The Intuitive Hour will empower you to learn how to magnify your intuitive voice. Listen in and expand your understanding of what it means to be psychic and how to awaken, amplify, and trust your inner voice.
If you're hoping to find your true love, you might be wondering if you have a twin flame. Do you have any doubt that the person you're in a relationship with now is your twin flame? Love is a mysterious thing. There are so many different types of love, and no two relationships are the same. But there is one type of love that is often misunderstood and misrepresented. Twin flame love. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Intuitive Hour. We're talking all about the twin flame today. I am so delighted you're here. This is an episode by request. We're talking about the origins of twin flame, types of twin flames, characteristics of twin flames, how to navigate it. What is the purpose of the twin flame relationship? And so much more. I'm so excited to bring you this episode. Again, it's by request. So thank you, Lavi, for emailing and requesting this episode. I've truly enjoyed creating it. It is going to be a spectacular one. I invite you, everyone, to be sure to listen in next week as well. This will be a 2-part series, and next week I'll be talking about the evolution of twin flames and the stages that a twin flame relationship will go through. There are quite a few, it turns out, so I hope you'll join me on that episode as well. As always, everyone, please consider rating and reviewing the Intuitive Hour if you've enjoyed this episode or any others. Your feedback is essential to us. We appreciate it so much. It helps get the message out to more people just like you, wanting to learn all about metaphysical. Be sure to follow. Click that follow button, yes indeed, and that way you'll get notified when new episodes are released. All right, with that, no further ado, we'll begin. Let's first talk about what the meaning of a twin flame is. Some people believe that twin flames are the male and female aspects of the same soul. However, every individual soul is already whole. So a more accurate definition of twin flame would be two individuals who share the same soul essence or fabric. Only you and your twin flame share this special connection. So let's talk about that special soul connection just a little bit more and what I mean by that. So your true essence of who you are as a soul already exists in harmony with itself. But then you were born into the world, into an earthly form, and into a world of polarities. So your soul self had to embody two bodies, one male and the other female, so that it could recognize itself on an even deeper level while existing in the earthly realm. The energy expressed by these forms is regardless of their physical appearance. We love others when we see ourselves in them. And because twin flames have the same soul essence, They understand each other perfectly at a deep level, the level of the soul. This is the magical power of divine love. Twin flames will always balance each other. In this world of polarities, they find that harmony. If one of them goes in one direction, the other will reverse mirror him or her and return them to their original position, which is a pure, unselfish love, your beingness, your oneness. So you can think of twin flames as your soul self, already in harmony, male and female, entering the earth realm, seeking that harmony of the male and female through the love, the twin flame love. So you're now whole in an earthly form. Keep in mind that the ego may hinder your efforts to attain balance. So learning about twin flames and the evolution of them can help you return to your truth, essence, and love. You can begin to enlighten the world by revealing the divine within yourself and becoming yourself through this love. All right, characteristics of the twin flame. So now we know that the term twin flame is used to describe a high-level soul love who is the perfect match for us, your soul's other half. But what are the signs and characteristics of the twin flame relationship? Well, you'll recognize that you feel at ease and calm around him or her. There's a sense that you complete one another. There's an unexplainable, intense passion from moment one. You'll find that the connection you share seems unshakable and based on mutual trust and understanding. The relationship is not void of rocky roads from time to time. But no matter what, there's an ever-present tether. And again, the relationship is just unshakable. So you're both willing to compromise and look past surface level qualities. The twin flame love will believe he or she is on your side. They're at your back, in your corner, and you feel a sense of that. You also might feel like you've known one another before. You don't know how you know, but you do. And it's very likely that that would have been in past lives. As a result, you have a deep sense that this is the one. You're certain of it. Again, you may not have ever seen them before, and you don't know how you know, but you do. From moment one, this love captivated you, and it was exhilarating. In a twin flame relationship, one person usually exhibits more divine, feminine qualities and traits, and the other more masculine ones. It's not an absolute, but it is quite common. Remember that it can be an arduous soul trek to be with your twin flame. It's not always easy. Not everyone has the opportunity either to meet their twin flame. It's a gift and it's a divine thing to indeed meet them in a lifetime. Furthermore, relationships between twin flames aren't always romantic. They can be friendship-like. All right, is there a difference between a soulmate and a twin flame? Turns out there is. Popular belief does associate twin flames with soulmates. This is not, though, a hard and fast rule. In fact, Your twin flame does not even have to be someone you fall in love with. This does often happen, but it doesn't have to be. Your connection goes much deeper than love. With a twin flame, you feel like your life changes and you see the world differently, as if for the first time. You're inspired, for example, to be the best version of you. It's unlike anything you felt before. And this can be a romantic partner, a best friend, or a mentor. Becoming spiritually enlightened is something you are pushed to do with the twin flame because of the intensity of your connection. So look for those deeper messages and hints. Although it may seem like there is only one way to achieve enlightenment, that isn't accurate, actually. You and your twin flame will be impacting each other's lives ongoing in both positive and negative ways. A twin flame relationship helps us bring together, as I mentioned, the divine masculine and feminine inside all of us, no matter our gender. By doing so, we can get to know ourselves better. Everything from our biggest strengths down to our most inherent weaknesses. Although they center around others, these relationships are intended to help us better ourselves and form a stronger connection with who we are. By melding the feminine and masculine energies into a higher version of yourself, you'll reach a level of love different from any other type of relationship. Moving on now, what is the purpose of a twin flame relationship? So you might be wondering, what's the use of this? All twin flame connections are supercharged, growth edge relationships on a human level. No matter what, no exceptions. Twin flames will call each other forward, being driven to achieve many things, but here are a few that help pave the road to being together. Number 1, fears. Twin flames will inspire facing fears head on, identifying them, and changing self-defeating thoughts that might lead to fears. These relationships help you steer clear of unsuitable relationships. Once you feel them, now you know what unhealthy is, so you can now stay away from that. You know truth and goodness and real love. They inspire you to change your lifestyle and how you live, how you think, the perspectives you hold. A strong and stable twin flame relationship inspires both to grow. That's the message here. This love is the platform for both people to grow into better versions of themselves. This, in turn, makes it much easier for others around them to now do the same. The types of twin flame connections. All right, first, monadic twin flames. At the moment of their existence, twin flames who emerged at soul creation have the identical monad of energy, the energy divided into two separate souls, somewhat like an embryo splitting, if you can imagine that. This isn't a single soul breaking up, it's two souls emerging from the same essence, to use the metaphor. They're more like fraternal twins than identical twins. Although each soul has their own spiritual journey, paths will often intersect when both souls incarnate in the same lifetime. More often than not, these positive experiences will happen with both individuals are supporting one another along their respected paths. Since they first met, the monadic twin flame have been connected by a close golden cord, if you can imagine that. Although each soul has its own higher self and spirit guides, some overlap may occur if the twin flames have shared many previous lives together. There is still an overall distance between them, however. Split soul twin flames. This is a traditional sort of twin flame. This is where one whole energy splits into two parts of the same soul. This would be comparable to identical twins. The sensation of incompleteness and deep loneliness may stem from this kind of twin flame. A desire to find your literal other half might exist. And once you recognize you have a twin flame, being apart becomes excruciating. Since split soul twin flames share the same higher self and spirit guides, they also have identical auras and chakra systems. They have many, many synchronicities between them, and this love is frequently romantic, since they represent male and female energy, and the ultimate aim is to be reunited again. Starseed twin flames. This is a slightly different variation on the twin flame concept and isn't really a genuine twin flame, but I'd like to mention it anyway. Although it shares many of the same principles and powers as the other twin flame dynamics, it's not technically classified as such. Many individuals who believe they are in a twin flame relationship are actually starseed twins bearing extraterrestrial histories who are here to assist in humanity. This twin flame has had incarnations together in other life forms than human. These life forms operate at a higher level where there's a kind of groupthink or hive mind in common. This shared telepathy in the previous incarnation from another life form creates a strong connection that can be mistaken for twin flames. Many starseeds are reborn on Earth with multiple souls, so it's more than two individuals when they interact. When starseeds encounter one another, it has the same power and connection, if you will, as traditional twin flames. They're also frequently coming to the earth with greater tasks to perform for humanity. Traditional twin flames come here on a mission to support the world through their awakening. This unlocking potential allows them to spread unconditional love throughout the world. All right, moving on here. How to find out your twin flame type? Well, you can do that through past life regression sessions with a certified practitioner. If this doesn't speak to you, most certainly ask your higher self. You are at the helm after all. Your higher self, your spirit guides, will guide you. Last, you might seek out a psychic or healer who has an expertise in twin flames and who can read auras and chakras and tell you whether or not you're aligned in this way, in this twin flame way. So what happens when twin flames meet? Well, if you're listening and you've experienced this, you know, you feel it. There's a deep feeling connection or reaction. It can be like feeling electricity, a head rush, weakness in the knees, heart palpitations. even bizarre sense of feeling at home, like you've come to the one. Twin flames share the same soul essence, as we know. So when life circumstances bring them together, they feel this intense familiarity. Couples who have experienced twin flame telepathy describe a variety of extraordinary synchronicities. Again, if you've met your soul bond, your twin flame, you know what I'm describing already. It's a sense of knowing what the other is thinking, completing their sentences, or saying the same thing at the same time. There is so much more going on in this twin flame love than meets the eye. Can you have more than one twin flame love? Such a good question. I'm often asked that. When you meet your twin flame, it's like all the lights have come on, and suddenly everything makes sense, and you feel like you have finally come home. Twin flame is the most intense, passionate, powerful love. We've talked all about this, but can you have more than one twin flame? There's a lot of debate on this topic, but it's important for you to know that yes, it's possible to have more than one twin flame in a lifetime. Just because you have found your twin flame does not mean you will never meet someone else who feels just as special and connected to you. Can twin flames have a successful relationship? Another very good question. Though many people believe that their twin flame is the greatest love relationship they could have, it's important to note that not all experiences with a twin flame are positive. In fact, for some people, these relationships can be some of the most challenging ones they will ever experience. So, what you want to know is that yes, twin flames have successful relationships typically. However, there are some that are rather excruciating. And despite all efforts, they do come to a close in time. This is due to the fact that both individuals' efforts and commitments have just come to the end of the rope, if you will. They put in the effort and have healed from their wounds, and so now they're reaping the benefits of this accelerated progress. Some in this kind of connection have masterminded what they need to. They have evolved. Now they can go their own separate paths. Often in this kind of more tumultuous twin flame, the conscious partner is the one to end things with their twin flame in order to save themselves from more pain. On a soul level, they've recognized it's time to come to a close. It's not the fault of either. It's just that the path has taken its course. This usually happens when their mate or partner is still asleep on a spiritual level, or when there's abuse in the relationship. So in this kind of twin flame that does come to a close, there was still a soul expansion that happened. But it's different, and it's unique in that the end result is that the two chose to move on. Typically, however, twin flames do spend lifetimes together, they grow old together, and their relationships are quite successful. What is a twin flame's divine soul mission? Most twin flames are on a spiritual journey. We've talked about that today. They're finding their way back to true love, even if it's sometimes difficult. They usually do this together as a couple. But it's possible to achieve unity and completeness independently. It's a heroic goal for a soul to expand all of creation by spreading more love throughout, through conscious choice and divinely inspired effort. Twin flames provide the world with examples of love prevailing over obstacles, which in turn teaches the universe how to create more love. Part of the mission. The greatest thing about a twin flame healing path is that when they want to heal, it's multiplied. The choice to love not only benefits the couple, but it also enhances the lives of all of those around them. This union has the potential to change and evolve life as we know it for future generations. As we wind down today, the final question: how do I handle it? How do you navigate a twin flame love? All right, so if you're in a twin flame relationship, there are some steps you can take to maintain a healthy one. As I've mentioned, this relationship is not void of rocky roads. It will have them just like any other relationship. The difference is there's an ever-present tether that brings you back to one another. First, in handling this relationship, it's important to make sure you're communicating openly and honestly at all times with each other. Next, make time for yourself and your own interests. There's never a point at which you give up your own sense of autonomy. That is, after all, what the other loved in you to begin with. And finally, make sure you're physically and emotionally intimate with one another, keeping those lines of communication and doors open. Twin flame love is a deep and intense type of love. We've established that so clearly here today. It's so important for each of you to take care of yourself and make time for your own interests. If you do this, you can maintain a healthy and balanced relationship with your twin flame. And last but not least, in this love, it's essential, not just a good idea, but essential for twin flames to establish what I like to call fair fighting agreements, which they can use during disagreements, squabbles, or when one or the other is emotionally triggered. This is because these sorts of relationships, as we know, are quite passionate. When twin flames get angry with one another, it's as if they're two titans throwing atomic bombs. The long-term consequences of their conflicts not only impact their relationship, but ripple outward into the environment and the world around them. So it's essential that these two people have agreements during disagreements to find peace and harmony. Okay, everyone, we will come to a close. It's been a pleasure, as always, to sit in episode with you today and talk all about twin flames. As a reminder, if you've enjoyed this twin flame episode, please do be sure to leave a review, rate the episode. It helps us to reach others just like you. Also, be sure to join me next week. This is just part 1 of a series where we'll be talking next week about the evolution of a twin flame and the stages that the relationship processes through. Have a great week, everyone. I look forward to visiting with you next week.
If you enjoyed this episode of the Intuitive Hour, please consider following, rating, and reviewing the podcast at Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. You're welcome to access Michelle's free controlled remote viewing exercise that will empower you to uncover answers to your burning questions about lost objects, events, or people in the past, present, or future. Visit michellebeltran.com to access this free offering and rediscover what was once lost.